When we get on Cricbuzz Comm Box, we just generally try and see and assess what we said at the start of the innings and not just where the teams are, where we thought we'd like them to be. Let's first update you as to where the inning stands for Chennai's run chase against a reasonably formidable total of 172, 81 for 1 in 10 overs. Now, it's a wonderful platform, still just a shade under 10 runs an over required. Are they going to get there? Have they done enough? Will the Combox curse strike again? Because their partnership is starting to flourish right now. I'm in the company of Ajay Jadeja. Ajay, you asked for Chennai to be around 50 plus, but for one wicket, get there, take their time, lay a platform. They've done all that so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Chennai camp, you'd be very happy with where the game stands at over number 10. You'd lost Faf du Plessis right at the start there. You see second ball, and then who walks in? Robin Uthappa, not one of those certain guys in the team, but who's just come into the side, but he strides forward and middles that one. And ever since that ball, I think Chennai's been in supreme control.
They certainly have. And, he's been the one. He was part of our Cricbuzz Live panel for the longest time and got a new change of hairstyle, forced his way back into the team. It was all Suresh Raina. He spent an eternity carrying drinks, but given him a chance, big game, big man stands up.
Yeah, the big man shown. I mean, he's been around for a really, really long time. I mean, he was probably one of those youngsters who came into the IPL when it began, and he still looks fit. He's worked hard, and you rightly said he's been at Cricbuzz and he spent some time with us, and he's definitely looking wiser for sure. I mean, yes, with age things get a little slower, but I think that confidence that he needed. I mean, he got that start in that first game against Delhi when he played. But the real confidence must be that ball that just came, and once you hit that first ball in the middle, it just gives you that feel. And he's experienced enough to make sure that now that he's got to go after such a long time, don't forget he's been wearing that bib, hardly got to wear that yellow jersey. So now that he's in that yellow jersey, he wants to make the most of it. I'm so happy to see him do well, because this is a man who loves his game, talks about it, lives cricket. Just hadn't had the opportunity, and how he was thrown out from KKR was something that definitely must have hurt him.
And at the other end, of course, you've got Ruturaj Gaikwad for the nth time this season, except against Delhi. He's not done the job against Delhi this season. Faf, once again, not getting there, but Gaikwad continuing to be one of the young finds of the season. Growing in confidence. As we were chatting, confidence 6 and a 4 of Akshar Patel. So he's taken his strike rate from just over 100 now into the 120, 130 type range.
Yeah, I think he's just grown as a player. Every time you see him, you see something new, something good about him. We saw him at, not the start of this IPL, but last time when CSK didn't qualify. But, if there was a bright spot, it was this young man. He showed you signs. Then with this year's IPL, he's just grown, every game he's added to his game, and he's looked more and more impressive. The most impressive part of his game is probably his temperament. What he showed me today, that he understands the game. If your things are not going right, it's best to be at the other end. Let Robin Uthappa have all the limelight. And in that partnership that, we saw 80 when he was only about 20 odd. And it was, Robin Uthappa who had taken the game away. So he knew how to, pace his innings as well. And if you say he's just hit a 6 and a 4, looks like he's just changed his gear.
Also, you talked about temperament. Not everybody necessarily will go eye to eye with an international Indian player in Ravichandran Ashwin, who just basically saw him stepping out. The next delivery, he stopped to see if he was coming or not. And Ashwin gets ready, comes into bowl. Ritu makes him wait. So he's able to go toe-to-toe with anyone.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, it shows you that he's, at least it's working there. He's thinking. Whether he's right or wrong, I'm no one to judge how he thinks in that particular thing. But it definitely tells you that he, just thinks beyond just the ball that he sees. It's not just instinct. There's a lot of thought that's going in. I'm better off not, taking a chance with not just Ravichandran Ashwin. I mean, the advice to him would be never mess with a bowler, because bowler will always have the last laugh unless you can go not out at the end of the innings, which is very, very tough. So, let the bowler do what he wants to do. Get few runs that you want. I guess when you get older, you think differently. But at that age, he's probably thinking the right thing.
He certainly is. But what about the opposition? Rishabh Pant, flamboyant, Hetmeyer, flamboyant, got them to a decent total. Now, they just appear to be a bit rattled. If you have a look at this, at early wicket for Nokia, Rabada's gone for 14. He's been hit for more sixes than any other bowler in this edition of the IPL. So things not quite going their way. Avesh Khan, one of the finds for Delhi this season, 2 overs for 27. What can Delhi do from here?
Oh, I think it's a pattern. I mean, when you look at this, what is on your screen now is no different. I mean, only difference that I see from all the other games is 1 over to 2 guys. Because by this stage of the game, everybody's bowled 2. It's almost like there's a computer that's playing out who's going to bowl the next over. So, from the bowling point of view of Delhi, I've always felt that throughout this tournament, that it's always a, matchup or whatever money ball game that it's called, or whatever name that, I don't know what you give in the English side. But it's a pattern that you have set, which allows smarter people like Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni and his team to work around it. Yes, they're in a better position today, so they can do it. So not much different. It'll go in the same way. And what happened in that last game when Avesh Khan was hit off the last over, so what that tells me, the last over won't be bowled by Avesh Khan. That's the only change you'll see today.
Fair enough. We'll keep a lookout for that. A good unit can also be a familiar unit, can also be familiar to the opposition. That's the message from Ajay Jadeja. One final word. Is it Chennai or Delhi at this stage for you?
What color do you see?
Okay. Say no more. Say no more. That's the way it's going. Delhi have to find something, pull out some trick out of the bag. If they do, we'll have plenty to talk about. We're going to talk about it anyway at the end. That's all from Cricbuzz Comm Box.